Hey guys, Austin here. I know it's been a while since I made a video. I've made a couple contest entries and stuff, but I haven't done a haul in quite a while. And I've got stuff that I've accumulated from Record Store Day, Black Friday, a bunch of pre-ordered stuff that I've gotten in the mail, some random other stuff that I don't think I've shown in any other videos. The new Smashing Pumpkins record, I've got that on several variants. And then also a couple of records that my girlfriend got me for my birthday, which is probably the day that this will be uploaded. But we'll start at the top. For Record Store Day Black Friday, I went to Cactus in Houston, and these first several things are what I got then. So to start it off, this is the Robert Johnson 78 that came out, and it's Ramblin' on My Mind and Crossroad Blues. It's on black vinyl, and it's basically just a really good kind of reproduction model to make it look exactly like it did back in the day, which is really cool. So I got that. I got the Smashing Pumpkins Shiny and Oh So Bright picture disc. I've been trying to collect it on just about every variant. Sorry if there's smudges. But I've been trying to collect it on pretty much every variant, and so I had to get this picture disc one. I forgot what that was limited to. I don't know if it says. But then I got this Keith Richards one. It's limited to 3,000 on this beautiful red. And it's Run Rudolph Run and Pressure Drop. And it's limited to 3,000, and it comes with this Christmas card, which is actually pretty hilarious. I don't know how well y'all are going to be able to see it. Camera's way over there, but it's Keith smoking. And it says, "Gold rings on you all, one love, Keith Richards, 2018. I mean, yeah, pretty awesome. Had to get that because I'm a giant Stones fan. And Keith put out a hilarious video right before Record Store Day about this release. And I thought, you know, if he's that stoked about it, then you gotta get it. Gotta support that. I also got the from the Verve Vault, the Ella at the Shrine, which I got Ella at Zardy's for regular Record Store Day. This one's on this kind of translucent yellow, which is really beautiful actually. And it goes along with the cover really nicely, which is pretty rad. It's very reminiscent of the Ella at Zardy's, that whole record with that blue and pink. This one was limited to 3,000. This is one thing that I was kind of stoked about. This is the 31st of February, a reissue, I think on 180 gram. Yeah, 180 gram reissue of their album, which has Butch Trucks, which would later be in the Allman Brothers Band, one of the two drummers in that with J-Mo. But yeah, this is actually a pretty good little kind of a late 60s pop album. And it's just on black vinyl. But it's actually really good. And that was limited to 2,000. And I'm very stoked to have that. Got Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid by Collective Soul. I'm not a big fan of most like 90s music, that kind of grungy kind of music. The only real band from the 90s that I'm a big fan of is Smashing Pumpkins. The rest I can kind of take it or leave it. Foo Fighters are really good too, but most of the rest of them I can kind of take it or leave it. But Collective Soul is actually one of my brother's favorite bands, and just through the years I've heard pretty much all of their songs in his truck. So they've kind of grown on me, and this record was pressed on red. And I think this was the first time it was ever on vinyl for like the 25th anniversary, which is pretty cool. And it's got Shine and Breathe, which are the two big hits on here. It's on red vinyl, which is really nice, and 180 gram, first time on vinyl, I believe. Fit in there. So that was limited to 3,000. Sorry about the glare on these, but they're all still in the shrink around them. Now we're going to get into the stuff that I got on Record Store Day, Black Friday, but we're not exclusives to that, and I think there's only 2 records. And here we go. This I got because I got to the record store really late when their debut came out, and I was kind of devastated because these had all sold out. But this is a local band called The Suffers, and this is a autographed copy of their second album. And I think they market themselves as Gulf Coast Soul, which is aptly properly titled. It's on this cool kind of bluish, but I was lucky enough to take photos of them doing an in-store for their first album at Cactus Music, and that was really, really cool. Great band, great bunch of people. So I had to support them, buy this. The last thing I got on Record Store Day Black Friday was this that I have been on the hunt for quite a while. This is Bull of the Woods by the 13th Floor Elevators, a first pressing of this. So I have a first mono press of Psychedelic Sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. Now I've got a first pressing of this. The one I want to get, last one, is Easter Everywhere. I wouldn't mind their live album as well if I find that for a good price, but mainly this, Easter Everywhere, and Psychedelic Sounds are my main 3 that I'm after. But it's still in the shrink, which is pretty crazy. But it's actually in kind of nice condition for, you know, a 60s psych album from, I think, 69. And the vinyl's in really good shape. I put it in MoFi sleeve. A little dusty, but not that bad. So I got all those on Record Store Day Black Friday, and the rest of this is mainly just a bunch of stuff that I have bought online or had pre-ordered. This was the soundtrack to one of my favorite movies of all time called Drive. This is the 12-inch, kind of like an EP version with only 4 songs on it. So it doesn't have the original score, but it comes on this half clear, half red, which I really love. And probably my favorite 4 songs from the whole movie. So that was great. Again, sorry about the glare. It's still got shrink on it. Which I've heard that you shouldn't keep your records in the shrink, but it's just an old habit. This one was kind of funny. This is an Australian record that I bought or pre-ordered several months ago from a band that I used to listen to called the Blackwater Fever. I got their latest album on vinyl whenever it was pressed a few months ago. It's up here somewhere, and I got the first pressing. Like out of 250, I got number 1. So at the same time, I pre-ordered that one and their first album, which had never been on vinyl. So I thought, alright, I got number 1 on that one. I wonder if I'm going to get number 1 on this one. I got number 246 out of 250. But this is what it looks like. And there's the back. And it's just on black vinyl. But I think this is when they were still a duo. I think their latest album is when they were a trio. But it's pretty good. It's in that same kind of vein as like a kind of a Black Keys, White Stripes kind of garage. I don't even know what you'd call it. Kind of like a 2000s garage rock, basically. I got Kids See Ghost, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm pretty sure it's just on black vinyl. But yeah, I thought this was a really good album. So I got it, and it came in the mail today. And pretty excited to put that on the turntable pretty soon and listen to it. This I was really excited about, and I got to give a shout out to Too Many Records for letting me know that this existed, even though it was kind of a nightmare to get. This is Metaphorical Music by Nujabes. Now, he is one of the best damn DJs, and the beats that he came up with were incredible. And it's on just standard black vinyl, but it is a flawless pressing of this. It is beautiful. The cover's kind of on this cardstock material, which is, it's great. It's practically cardboard. It's awesome. I love this pressing. I'm very happy to own this. It was worth every penny and all of the shipping nightmares. But that came all the way from Japan. This I got a few months ago, but I don't know if I ever showed it in a video. I might have shown this, maybe, but maybe not. This is the, I think, Mondo reissue of Big Trouble in Little China, one of my other favorite movies. So there's your gatefold. And the records, I'll show you the second one because you can see it a little better. It's this beautiful red, this white, and kind of yellow splatter. Just a beautiful reissue. The labels have the little eye monster. It's awesome. Really, really awesome. Very glad to own that. You got the storms on the back. All the tracks. The Pork Chop Express theme is one of my favorite songs from a movie. I think it's just perfect. But I may have shown that one before, maybe not. I have no idea. I've had it for a few months, but I can't recall what stuff I've put in videos and what stuff I haven't. Alright. This I pre-ordered, or didn't pre-order. This I ordered a few months ago and did not get any shipping confirmation. So I let a week go by, let another week go by, let another week go by. Finally a month or so goes by, so I email the customer service people on this person's website and said, hey, I spent a good little chunk of change on your website, and I haven't gotten any shipping confirmation for any of my items, so I'm kind of worried that I may have wasted all this money. Is this website still active? Yada yada yada. After a couple weeks, they emailed me back and said, yeah, they had to straighten some stuff out with their website and payment methods and all that, but they'd have my stuff out soon. Okay. So I waited, a month goes by, another month goes by. And then finally they emailed me back with shipping confirmation. And this is Mr. Little Jeans on her website. She has signed copies for super cheap, actually, of her album Pocket Knife and the single Runaway, which is also signed, which is backed by The Suburbs, which is an Arcade Fire cover. But I found these on I think eBay and Discogs, and they were selling for a pretty decent chunk of change, like 40 or 50 bucks or something like that. And I found a signed copy for, I mean, probably less than half that. I don't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure it was less than half of that. And they're just on black vinyl, but yeah, I thought that was really cool. Really cool for one of my favorite, I don't even know what kind of music you would call Mr. Little Jeans, kind of like electronic, I guess. But could definitely give her a shot. I don't listen to a whole lot of music in that vein, but hers I really dig, and you can get these that are signed on her website, but it may take a while to get them in the mail. This record I had on pre-order for a couple months, and it finally came in. This is probably the record I've played the most out of everything in my collection, and I've only had it for a week or so. This is the Runescape Soundtrack. So there's the front, and there's the back, which you can't tell, I'm sure, on that camera with that lens, but all of the text for the song titles and discs and all that is kind of the RuneScape pixelated text, which is really, really awesome. And it comes on this beautiful red vinyl, and you get the what are their names? That's Crunchy. I forgot his name. Bob or Steve or something. But you get them on the center labels. It's just red vinyl. But this is basically the soundtrack to my childhood. I've played this game probably more than any other ever. And it'll always hold a special place in my heart, as will these songs. I love them. I think this is probably the best game soundtrack of all time. Maybe it's just sentimental. There's the gatefold. But yeah, it's rad. I was really excited about this. It's 2 LP, and it's pretty cool the way it's laid out, because it starts with your beginning songs up through like Tutorial Island, Lumbridge, starting main menu and stuff. Then it goes to Alcarid, Sea Shanty and those, and then it gets to Varrock and those on disc or on side 3, and then it goes to Castle Wars and like a couple membership songs with side 4. And yeah, very, 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 very happy to own that. Alright, now we're going to get into the 2 records that my girlfriend got me for my birthday. So there's 2 of these, and then we'll get into the Smashing Pumpkins Shiny Oh So Bright. So she got me the Drive soundtrack, which again, one of my favorite movies. The gatefold has a bunch of stills from the movie and the credits and whatnot to all the songs. But it's on this beautiful gold. I don't know how well it's picking that up, but just a gorgeous gold. And I'd recommend, if you're into kind of electronic music and whatnot, to look up, here's side 3 and 4. But if you're into electronic music and whatnot, then I would highly suggest looking up this soundtrack. And if you're interested at all, watch the movie. It's got Ryan Gosling in it. And oh, what what's his name? He's in Ex Machina. He's in Star Wars. That one guy. But it's got the minute Oscar Isaac. He's not gonna watch this. Ron Perlman, Bryan Cranston, and some other people, and it's actually a really, really good movie. And yeah, I got that from my lovely girlfriend. Thank you, Shelby. And then she got me this, which is probably the coolest looking record in my collection. So I am a James Bond nut. I love everything having to do with 007. From Dr. No to 1962 to Skyfall and Spectre, I love them all. She got me the Skyfall soundtrack on disc 2. Looks like this. So it's half black and half gold with black splatter. And this dot looks like a chip, but that's just splatter way out here on the edge. But, so that's disc 2, but the coolest part is disc 1, where it's just the splatter all over. Pretty sure that's my favorite looking record in my entire collection. It's awesome. Sounds wonderful. And another cool thing about this album is depending on the light, you can even see more. It's crazy. But another cool thing about this, it comes with a book that's got mainly just a bunch of stills from the movie of Q and M and Bond and Raul Silva and who's the bad guy and all the other characters. But if you open it up, it's got this pop-up. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a piece of paper stuck out. Just pretty awesome. But yeah, I was wondering why it would barely fit into a. She had it in a sleeve, and we were wondering why it would barely fit into the sleeve she had it in, and that's why. They had that fold out in there. Now we're going to get into all of the Smashing Pumpkins Shiny and Oh So Bright records, of which I've got the picture disc and 4 other variations. So this first one is the silver vinyl from Rough Trade. The cover on these first 3 are all going to be the same. It's all going to look like this. But they all have a booklet, and this is what the silver vinyl looks like. Really nice. Got a little kind of swirl in there. And this was limited to 500 that you could only get from Rough Trade in the UK, which is where I pre-ordered it from. It's weird because this was like the first one that I got in the mail. So I got that one limited to 500. Then I got the gold vinyl, which I don't remember where I had to pre-order this from, but limited to 750. The same thing, but just on gold. And then I was hoping that I could be lucky enough to get, there's a website that was doing mystery vinyl where 1 in 10 would be glow in the dark, and I was hoping that I could be lucky enough to get it, but I wasn't. I got black. Can't all be winners. figured I'd try my hand at the mystery vinyl, and then I got the box set from the Smashing Pumpkins website, which, let me open it up. So you get 3 singles, Silvery Sometimes, Solara, and Knights of Malta. All of these are on purple vinyl, which is the same purple vinyl as the record, which I will pull out. I put all those in sleeves, which they're kind of difficult to pull out, but I put them all in sleeves because having them loose in this box, they just kind of fly all over the place. But it's on this beautiful kind of translucent purple, which is really nice. It's probably my favorite out of all of them. But yeah, I was just so happy that Jimmy and James Eha were back in the band that I figured, alright, I gotta support this. I gotta support one of my favorite bands and one of my favorite guitarists in James Eha, and show that us old school Pumpkins fans who like the old members are still out there. So that was everything that I've gotten in the past few months. All the Record Store Day, Black Friday stuff that I've gotten in the mail, some stuff I had pre-ordered, some stuff I didn't. The Smashing Pumpkins latest album, and the stuff my girlfriend got me for my birthday. And yeah, that was it. I hope y'all dug it, and thanks for watching.